Okay, so today we're going to play a little payoff pitch baseball and picking up my 1976 replay. And this is a matchup between the Texas Rangers and the Minnesota Twins. The Twins are leading the AL West by, I want to say well, here it is, 7 games over the Kansas City Royals and 7.5 over the Texas Rangers. So let me close that up, bring that back over here. So the date is July 29th, 1976. Um, the pitching matchup is going to be for the Texas Rangers, Jim Umbarger with a 9-4 record and a 1.81 ERA. He's going up against the Minnesota hurler of Eddie Bain, who's 4-2 with a 2.58 ERA. And go ahead and get started here. I'm using my helper here, which is the Excel spreadsheet that I've created to help out with my playing of the game. I'm also using the ball roller for dice rolling in the game. So cards are not on camera. I'm working on getting the setup to be able to do that. Few limitations with the camera that I have. So let's go ahead and get started. So once again, Texas Rangers at the Minnesota Twins. And for the Rangers, leading off will be Gene Clines. Batting second is Lenny Randle. Batting third, Mike Hargrove. Batting fourth, Jeff Burrows. Batting fifth, Tom Grieve. Batting sixth, Toby Harrah. Batting seventh, Juan Beniquez. Batting eighth, Roy Howell. And batting ninth, Jim Sundberg. So let's do the dice roll here. It's a 2. That's going to be a wheelhouse reading off of Gene Clines card against a lefty. 52 is going to be, it's going to be ground out to third. So ground ball to third base. Cubbage to Cusick. There's one away. And that'll bring up Lenny Randle. So Lenny Randle batting 241 on the season. There's a pitch. 5 is going to be in play. 53 is going to be a ground ball down to Mike Cubbage. Is up with it. Fires to first. There's 2 outs here in the top of the first. And now Mike Hargrove. Hargrove batting 278, 7 home runs and 37 RBI. Pitch is a 6. It's going to be in play. 61. It's going to be a fly ball to left field. And the side is retired. So we head to the bottom of the first with the Twins coming to bat. 0-0 is the score. Randall will be leading things off. He's batting 248 for the Twins. You'll notice there's a number of players out of the lineup today. It's a getaway day, and so they're giving some rest to some key players. You'll see Butch Weiniger is DHing today, but with Glenn Borgman behind the plate. Their lineup looks like this. It's Bob Randall leading off. Batting second, Larry Heisel. Batting third, Dan Ford. Batting fourth is Craig Cusick. He's going to be in for Rod Carew. Butch Weiniger batting fifth at DH. Steve Bryan center field. Glenn Borgman behind the plate batting seventh. Roy Smalley batting eighth at shortstop, and Mike Cubbage at third batting ninth. Here's the pitch. We have Jim Umbarger on the mound to face Randall. And here's the pitch. It's a 6, which is going to be reading off the tough column, and that is going to be strike 3. Randall goes down on strikes. There's one out. Larry Heisel now coming to bat. Heisel batting 257, has 5 home runs, 50 RBI. Pitch. It's going to be a defense reading. So we're going to be checking the defense here. And ball is a 9. So that range, it's going to be a range check on the second baseman. Second baseman is Lenny Randall. Lenny Randall's got a range of A, so that's a pretty good range. Let's check the roll here. Roll's going to be a 68, and that is going to be an out. And that's going to be a pop-up. No, I'm sorry, ground ball to Lenny Randall. Randall with a nice play is up with it, and he makes the play at first. 2 outs. That'll bring up Dan Ford. Dan Ford batting 239, has 15 home runs on the season. Pitch is 6, which is off the tough column. And that is going to be, actually, that's going to be lined into center field for a base hit. So Dan Ford with a single. Run first, and Craig Cusick coming to bat. Check to see if Dan Ford tries to do any base running here. Ford is a 3C, and he's not going to be running. Pitch is going to be in play. 0-3, that's going to be a double. So let's see here. That's going to be a double. So Dan Ford is a 6. So with 2 outs, that double into right field will score Ford from first. So the Twins jump out to a 1-0 lead on a RBI double by Craig Cusick, scoring Ford from first. And that'll bring up Butch Weiniger. And here's the pitch to Weiniger, 7. It's going to be off the patient column. 20 is going to be a walk. So Weiniger walks. And that'll bring up Steve Bry. Steve Bry is batting 248 this year with a home run and 7 RBI. This is just his 40th game he's playing in this season. So let's see, we got runners on first and second, 2 outs. The pitch from Umbarger is going to be off the patient column. Patient for Bry is going to be a ground ball to second. Lenny Randall's up with it. We'll toss it to Hara for the force at second, and that'll end the first inning. The Twins jump out to a 1-0 lead. And now, excuse me, Jeff Burrows to lead things off against Eddie Bain here in the top of the second. Pitch is going to be off the tough column. 79 is going to be a fly ball to center field. Burrows is retired. That'll bring up Tom Grieve. Grieve batting 286 with 13 home runs and 49 RBI. Here's the pitch from Bain. In play. 47 is going to be a line drive caught by Roy Smalley. Nice play by Roy Smalley to tire Tom Grieve here. And that's 2 outs now in the top of the second. Eddie Bain looking in to face Toby Hara. Pitch is going to be off the tough column. 37 against a lefty is going to be a line drive base hit into right field. So Hara goes the opposite way. He'll be at first. Let's see here. Hara, shortstop. Is he running? He is a threat. He could go here with 2 outs. And he's not going. The pitch from Bain is going to be off the patient column. Patient 25 is going to be a walk. So Juan Beniquez walks. The Rangers looking to get something going here with 2 outs in the top of the second. That'll bring up Roy Howell. The pitch to Howell is going to be in play. 39 is going to be popped up on the infield. Cusick's calling for it. He makes the catch, and the side is retired. So we head to the bottom of the second. The Twins are up 1-0. It'll be Glenn Borgman, Roy Smalley, and Mike Cubbage coming to bat to face Jim Umbarger. Borgman batting .250 on the season. This is his 6th game he's appearing in. Here's the pitch. It's going to be Wheelhouse 58 for for Sunberg. Wait a minute, I'm getting confused here. It's a wrong. Look at the wrong card. 2 is a defense reading for. Here, I know what I'm going to do so I don't get confused here. So it's a defense check. 58 is going to be an error check on the third baseman Howell. Howell is a 3. So let's check here. 1 to 52 is an error. 53 to 99 is an out. 36 is going to be an error. So we have an error on the third baseman. Let's check here. Third base, the roll's at 10. It's going to be a 1 base error. So Howell just boots the grounder to him. So that's going to be E5. And the leadoff runner is on for the Twins. So Borgman is on. Let's see. Here's the pitch. He's not going to be going. Let's see. Is Smalley is a bunt in the works? No. And so here's the pitch. It's going to be a 6, which is tough. So off the tough column, the roll is an 86. And that's going to be a ground ball to short. Now let's check to see if there's a double play. Both pitcher and batter are 7s, and it's a 6, so that's going to be a double play. So Roy Smalley grounds into a 6-4-3 double play. That's going to bring up Mike Cubbage. Pitch to Cubbage. It's off the patient column. 15 is going to be a walk. So that's the second walk of the day for Umbarger. We're here in the second inning. Let's see now. Bob Randall coming to bat. Cubbage. Let's see. No, he's not going to be running. Pitch from Umbarger is going to be off the tough column. Lefty 06 is going to be struck him out. So Randall strikes out. And we have played 2 here. Score is 1-0 Minnesota. So Bain back on the mound to face Sundberg. Here's the pitch. It's going to be a tough reading. Lefty 61 is going to be fought off, a little fly ball into right field. Ford is running in. He'll make the catch for the first out. Bring up Eddie Bain. I'm sorry, Gene Clines. Eddie Bain now 2 1/3 into the game. Here he's given up 1 hit, no runs, walked 1. Lefty dealing. 10 is going to be in play. 66 is going to be a ground ball to second. And that's just going to be a force out at second base. So this, no, sorry, there's no runner on base. So just going to be a ground ball to Randall. There's first base, and there's 2 outs. I'll bring up Lenny Randall. Randall is 0 for 1 in the game, grounded out to third his first time up. Pitch is going to be off the patient column. 31 is going to be a walk. So that's the second walk that Bain has given up today. Randall's on first. 2 outs. And Randall is not going to be going. Pitch to Bain, or from Bain, is going to be in play. 62 is going to be a fly ball into left field. Hard off. And it is over. The side is retired here on the top of the third. So we go to the bottom of the third. Still the score 1-0 Minnesota. Umbarger back out on the mound. Start his third inning of work. Here's the pitch, 7, patient. 74 is a fly ball in the center field. Heisel is retired. That's going to bring up Dan Ford. Dan Ford is 1 for 1. He scored the only run of the game so far. And pitch from Umbarger is going to be off the tough column. 93 is a fly ball lifted into left field. Gene Klein's underneath it, makes the catch, and there's 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. And now Craig Cusick comes to bat. Pitch from Umbarger, 11. It's going to be tough. Off the tough column, Cusick is going to strike out. That's going to be strike 3. Cusick is retired. We head to the fourth. Bit of a pitcher's duel here. It's 1-0. So far for the Twins, 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. For the Rangers, no runs, 1 hit, and 1 error. Goes now to lead things off for the Rangers. Third place Rangers in the American League West. Pitch from Eddie Bain is going to be in play. Rolls an 88. It's going to be a ground ball to short. And Burroughs is retired. There's 1 away. And now Tom Grieve, 0 for 1, lined out to short his first time up. Pitch is going to be in play. So off the in play column, 49 is a ground ball down to Mike Cubbage. Fire it to first, and there's 2 outs. Now Toby Hara comes to bat. Hara's 1 for 1, singled his first time. He's got the only hit so far for the Texas Rangers. Pitch is 8. It's going to be off the patient column. 94 is going to be a fly ball into left field. Larry Heisel makes the play. We head to the bottom of the fourth. With the score, the Minnesota Twins 1, Texas Rangers 0. Schweiniger now to lead things off. He walked his first time up. Pitch from Umbarger is going to be in play. The play is going to be grounded down to short. Hara fields it nicely, fires it to Hargrove, and there's 1 out. And now Steve Bry coming to bat. Pitch from Umbarger in play. Off the left-handed pitcher column is a 35. That's going to be popped up on the infield. Hera calling for it. He'll make the catch. And there's 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. And now Glenn Borgman, 0 for 1, reached a base on an error. First time up. Here's the pitch. It's going to be off the ballpark reading, so he's a righty. So 1 to 47 is going to be wheelhouse. The roll's a 67. It's going to be in play. In play 88 is going to be a ground ball to short. Harris up with it. He fires to first, and the inning is over. So we now move on to the 5th inning. I'm going to pause this for a second. Alrighty. Just had to get a glass of water. So we're heading to the top of the 5th. Eddie Bain takes the mound for the Minnesota Twins. He'll be facing Juan Beniquez. Roy Howell and Jim Sundberg. Beniquez walked his first time up. And here's the pitch. 4 is going to be in play. In play off the left-handed pitcher column. It's going to be a ground ball to short. And Beniquez is retired. That's going to bring up Roy Howell. Howell is 0 for 1. He popped up to first his first time up. Pitch to Howell is going to be a ballpark. Check-in ballpark. Howell's a lefty. So he's 1 to 43 as wheelhouse, and the roll is a 43. So we'll check. Not a lot going on for Howell against the lefty in the wheelhouse chart, but let's see what happens here. 61. That is going to be hit into deep left field. Heisel is going to make the catch in front of the wall. So there's 2 outs. Jim Sundberg now coming to bat. Rangers only 1 hit so far today. Bain 4 2/3, no runs, 1 hit, walk 2. And here's the pitch. 7. It's going to be off the tough column. And that is going to be a strikeout. So there's his first strikeout victim of the game. It's Jim Sundberg. And that ends the top half of the 5th with the Twins leading 1-0. Now the lefty for Texas, Umbarger, takes the mound. He'll be facing Smalley, Cubbage, and Randall. Smalley is 0 for 1 today. The pitch from Umbarger. Ballpark. So he's be batting from the right side, and the roll's a 10. So we're going to be checking his wheelhouse. Smalley, 48. It's going to be a line drive into left field for a base hit. So Smalley opens up the bottom of the 5th with a single. Let's do our checks here. See if the runner is going to be going. And he's not. There's no sacrifice in action, no hit and run. So the pitch from Umbarger is going to be in the tough column. 47 is the roll, but that is going to be a base hit. So that is a, let's see, liner into center field for a single. We'll check the advanced base running. The roll's going to be the 1 here. So Smalley will advance 1 base. But there's nobody out and runners on first and second. The Twins looking to get something going here. And so let's see here. Let's take a look. Randall, no. Okay, so the pitch from Umbarger is going to be in the tough column. Once again, it's not going to be an out. Randall's going to be able to line one into left field. So let's see, Kleins will make the play. So the base hit into left. And check and see with nobody out. We should check the base running first. The base running says the roll's a 2. Runner on second is going to score. Runner on first will go to third. So that's going to be an RBI single for Bob Randall. And the Twins now have a 2-0 lead with runners on first and third. Larry Heisel coming to bat. And let's see here. Let's see, Bob Randall. No, he's not going to be going anywhere. Okay. Okay, so the pitch to Heisel from Umbarger is going to be a 2. That's defense. So we're checking the defense here, and that's going to be a 92. That is an error check on the center fielder. Center fielder is Juan Beniquez. Beniquez is an error rating of 3. So 1 to 52 is an error. 53 to 99 is an out. And it's going to be an error on Beniquez. And that roll is an 8. So that is going to be a single plus an error. So that is going to mean the batter gets a single. Okay, error credits the batter for a hit. And batter and runners advance 1 extra base on the error. Okay, so Cubbage will score. Cubbage will score. Runner on first will go to third. And Heisel will take an extra base on the error. So we have runners on second and third now. And the Twins now lead 3-0. And Dan Ford is coming to bat. Runners on second and third, nobody out. Pitch from Umbarger is tough. And once again, they're going to get a base hit off of a tough reading. So wow, these Twins are difficult outs for sure. And that's going to be lined into left field. And we have nobody out. So let's see here. The roll is going to be the runner on second is going to score. So that base hit is going to score 2. And it's now 5-0 Twins. They've really blown it open here in the 5th inning. Still nobody out, runner on first. And Dan Ford is on first base. And the pitch is going to be a ballpark reading for the right-handed batter. That's going to be in play is going to be the reading here. Pitch though is going to be a base hit. So there's a line drive into left field, and Ford will go to second. So now Butch Weiniger will come to bat. Runners on first and second, nobody out. Let's see here, Ford. Looks like Ford is going to be going. Going to be stealing third, attempting to steal third. Let's check this and make sure we That's right. Yes, he is trying to steal third base. He is a B runner against a 2-arm. So we'll be reading from the normal column. And that roll is a 10. So the runner is safe. We're checking the error rating on catcher, which is a 4. Okay. Excuse me while I work this out. So what that means then is it's higher than, no, it's not. It's not going to be higher than his error rating. So if the 1-die-6 roll was higher than the catcher's rating, which is a 4, I'm sorry, it's a 6. It's a 6. And so, yes, he's going to throw the ball away. It's going to sail into the outfield. Okay, so that's going to score Ford. So, wow. Let's be, see if I did that. Nope, didn't do that right. Hang on a second. Okay, we got that. So Cusick will go to second on the throwing error. And looks like we're going to get a pitching change here because Umbarger is just running into some serious trouble, to put it lightly. So let's see here. Let's see, who can we go to? Who do we have coming up? We have a switch hitter in Weiniger, and then we have a couple of righties. Uh, let's see here. I'll go with Mike Bassick or Baxick. I'm not sure. But that's who's going to be coming in for Texas. So far this season, he has got a 4.05 ERA, a no record of 0-1. This is his 6th game of the year he's coming into. So runner on second, nobody out. Butch Weiniger at the plate. 6-0 Twins. The pitch is going to be in play. Now he's a righty, so we're going to be switching to the right-handed column, and that's going to be a base hit. So 5, that's going to score Cusick on the blooper into right field. And it's now 7-0. So now Steve Bry will come to bat. And the pitch is going to be a defense check, 95. So that's going to be an error check on the right fielder, and that's Jeff Burrows. Jeff Burrows in right field. He is an error rating of 4. So 1 to 40 is an error. It's going to be an out. The roll is 79. And that's going to be a fly ball hit into shallow left field or right field. And Burrows will make the catch for the first out of the inning. That's going to bring up Glenn Borgman. So runner on first, 1 out. The pitch from Bassick is off the patient column. The roll is a 55, and that's going to be a walk. So Borgman walks. And we got runners on first and second now with 1 out. And Roy Smalley, who got things going as the Twins bat around, he got things going earlier in the inning to start the inning off. And let's see, here's the pitch. Ballpark, lefty. 31. That's going to be a wheelhouse roll against a right-handed pitcher. And the pitch is going to be ground ball to second. And the Twins are going to, or the Rangers are going to turn a 4-6-3 double play. That's the second double play Smalley's hit into today. Twins take a 7-0 lead into the 6th inning. So Eddie Bain to face Gene Clines. Bain has just been cruising along, only giving up 1 hit so far. It's probably the curse I just put on right now. We'll find out. 7 is tough. 50 is the roll, and that is going to be a base hit. So it's lined into left field for a base hit. So Clines leads things off here for the Rangers, looking to claw their way back into this game. Lenny Randall now coming to the plate. It's just the second hit today for the Rangers off Eddie Bain. Pitch in play. 46. It's going to be a ground ball to first. And that's going to be a 3-6-3 double play. Nice play by Craig Cusick. Fires it down to Smalley, back to first. And that's 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Bain facing Hargrove. The pitch. It's going to be off the patient column. 0-3 is going to be a walk. So for Eddie Bain, that's his 3rd walk of the day. It's going to bring up Jeff Burrows. Burrows batting .258, 0 for 2 today. The pitch. Defense. 59. It's going to be an error check on the third baseman, Cubbage. Cubbage is at error rating of 2, so 1 to 59 will be an error. The roll is 69. That's going to be an out. 7 is the roll for the, so that's going to be a ground ball to third. Makes a nice play, fires it to second to get the force, and that'll do it for the Rangers. And so now Bassick will go back out on the mound. He's starting his 2nd inning of work here. Be facing Mike Cubbage. Cubbage is 1 for 1. He's walked and scored a run. The pitch, patient, 0-9, is going to be a walk. Okay, so that'll bring up Bob Randall. Leadoff runners on. 1 out, or nobody out. Patient is the roll. 16 is going to be ball 4. So now we got runners on first and second. Larry Heisel coming to bat. Nobody out. The pitch. It's off the patient column. 94 is going to be a fly ball into left field. And runners are going to hold. Dan Ford now. 1 out. Runners on first and second. 7-0 Twins. Pitch. Patient. 63. It's going to be a ground ball to second. And they'll get the force at second base. And that's all they'll get. Cubbage will go to third. Dan Ford safe at first on the fielder's choice. And so 2 out, runners on first and third. Craig Cusick coming to bat. Pitch is in play. 17 is going to be a Flipper into right field. Let's see, Dan Ford is a 8 runner, so he's going to go to third. Be okay. I'll bring up Butch Weiniger. Cusick's having a good game. Cusick is what? What is he? 3 for 4 today with a double and 2 RBIs. So Weiniger comes up. He's 1 for 2. He's walked and singled. Has an RBI. And here's the pitch. Runners on first and third. 8-0. Pitch defense 0-4. That's going to be a range check on the first baseman. First baseman is Hargrove, I believe. Yes, it is. He is a deranged. 64. 1-64 is a hit. And that's going to be a hit. So 6 is the roll. And that's going to be a double. And let's see here. That's a double. Cusick is a 5. So he's going to hold at third. Oh, wait a minute. With 2 outs, runners rated 6. No, okay. No, he's not. He doesn't score. He's not fast enough. Okay, so looks like that's going to do it for Mike Bassick. And so we have a few righties coming in. Let's see, who are we going to go to? No, no. How about Tommy Boggs? We're going to bring in Tommy Boggs. I don't think it makes much of a difference at this point. Let's see, there he is. Boggs will come in. Face Steve Bry. Boggs has a 5.02 ERA, a record of 0-1. And let's see here. We've got runners on second and third and 2 outs. Boggs is a right-hander. Deals, patient 41, and that's going to be a base hit. So Steve Bry with a single. That's going to be a blooper into short left field. So Weiniger is a, let's see, Butch Weiniger's a 9 runner, so he's going to score. And the Twins now have an 11-0 lead. Steve Bry knocks in a couple. That'll bring up Glenn Borgman. And the pitch, wheelhouse, 81 against a righty, is going to be hit into center field and deep. Looks like Beniquez is going to make the catch, and he does. And that ends the 6th inning. The Twins tack on 4 more, and they now lead 10 or 11-0. Tom Grieve coming to bat for the Rangers. And the pitch is going to be in play, 38. It's going to be a ground ball back to the pitcher. Okay. So that was a result of a 10, which is in play. A 38 is a ground ball back to the pitcher. Dane will underhand it to Cusick for the first out here in the 7th inning, and that'll bring up Toby Harrah. Toby Harrah, 1 for 2 today. Eddie Bain has only given up 2 hits so far. He's pitched 6 1/3, no runs, 2 hits. He's struck out 1, walked 3. And here's the pitch to Hara. Ballpark. Hara is a righty. And that rolls an 11. So this is going to be a wheelhouse check for Toby Hara against a lefty. 40 is going to be a base hit to the opposite field for Hara. So he lines a base hit into right field. So Hara now is 2 for 3. He has 2 of the 3 hits by the Rangers today against Bain. So 1 out. Eddie Bain now to face Juan Beniquez. And the pitch is going to be in play. 54 is a ground ball to third. And with the force at second, and that's it. Beniquez will beat the throw to first. So there's 2 outs. Now Roy Howell coming to bat. Pitch to Howell. Patient. And 60 is going to be a fly ball hit into deep left field. Heisel, though, will be able to make the catch. And that'll take us to the bottom of the 7th. Tommy Boggs now face Roy Smalley. The pitch, ballpark. Smalley again. This is his 3rd ballpark roll that we'll be checking. He's a lefty, so 1 to 43, 72. Now it's going to be we'll be checking his in play column, and the roll is going to be a fly ball into left field. There's 1 out. And now Mike Cubbage. Cubbage, 1 for 1. He's walked twice, scored twice. Pitch in play. 74 is going to be a fly ball into center field. Beniquez will make the catch for the 2nd out. And now Bob Randall come to bat. Pitch to Randall is check patient. 81. It's going to be a fly ball hit well into center field. But Beniquez will make the catch. And now we've played 7 here in Minnesota. It's 11-0 Twins. Eddie Bain will head back out to start his 8th inning of pitching today. He's given up no runs and only 3 hits. Facing Jim Sundberg, who is 0 for 2 today. The pitch to Sundberg is 8. It's patient. And he's a lefty. 29. It's going to be a walk. So Sundberg walks to start the inning. I'll bring up Gene Kleins. Gene Kleins, runner on first, nobody out. And the pitch is going to be off the tough column, 63. And that will be a fly ball into medium right field. Dan Ford will make the catch for the 1st out. And now Lenny Randall. Lenny Randall on second baseman. 0 for 2 today. He walked. He's walked once. Pitch from Bain. It's going to be 7. It's tough. 07 is going to be strike 3. So Eddie Bain with his 2nd strikeout of the game. Runner on first, Sundberg. Mike Hargrove coming to bat. Hargrove is 0 for 2. He's walked once. Pitch from Bain, in play. It's a 4. It's going to be off the in play column. Against a lefty, 77. And that's going to be lifted into center field, where Steve Bry will make the catch. And that'll end the inning. So we head to the bottom of the eighth. 11-0 Minnesota. Okay. So Larry Heisel to lead things off here against Tommy Boggs. Pitch from Boggs. Be off the patient column. 99. It's going to be lifted into left field. Kleins under it, makes the catch. There's one out. Dan Ford, 2 for 4 today with 2 RBIs. He's scored 3 times. He has a stolen base. Having a good game today with 1 out. Here's the pitch. Wheelhouse against a righty, 23, and that's going to be hit into deep right field. Burrows goes back to the wall. This one is gone. Dan Ford hits a solo home run. It's 3 for 5 today, 3 RBIs. Outstanding game for Dan Ford. Now Craig Cusick coming to bat with 1 out here. Pitch is going to be off of the batter's tough column. The roll's a 66, and that's going to be a single. So there's a long single into center field, into the gap in center field. Benitez comes over, fields it, gets the ball into the infield, and that'll bring up Butch Weiniger. Runner on first, 1 out. Pitch to Weiniger. Ballpark. He's batting from the left-handed side. 91, it's going to be off of his in-play column against a righty. And that is going to be popped up on the infield. Calling for it, he makes the catch. And there's 2 outs. And now Steve Bry will come to bat. Bry, 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs today. The pitch from Boggs. 9, it's in play. 39. It's going to be popped up on the infield. This time it's on the left side. Roy Howell calling for it. And he makes the catch. And we mercifully head to the 9th inning with the score Minnesota 12, the Texas Rangers nothing. Eddie Bain looking to close this one out, get the complete game. He has given up only 3 hits today. So here's the pitch. 10. It's in play. 51. That's going to be grounded to third. And Burrows is retired. That makes him 0 for 4 in the game. There's 1 out. Now Tom Grieve coming to bat. Grieve 0 for 3 today as well. Lined out to short, grounded out to third, and then grounded back to the pitcher his last time up. The pitch off the patient column. 0-4. That's going to be a walk. So the Grieve walks. That's the 5th walk of the day for Bain, but he's now here's the thing. I probably said this before, but I use the fatigue rating from Digital Diamond. But in this case, with him throwing a 3-hit shutout so far, he's staying in the game. He's not coming out. He's not going to be fatigued. So I use when we hit the fatigue mark, I use the rules that Payoff Pitch has for handling fatigue. But yeah, because he hasn't given up any runs, we're going to stick with him. So Eddie Bain to face Toby Harrah. Harrah's 2 for 3 today. The pitch is going to be off the patient column. Patient 46 is going to be a walk. So Bain walks his second batter of the inning. That's 6th of the game. And now Juan Benitez coming to bat. Runners on first and second. 1 out. The pitch. Patient. 0-4. He's going to walk the bases loaded here. So if he gives up a run here, he's gonna get taken out. But see if he can get the shutout. Bases loaded. Infield is back. One out. Pitch. It's going to be off of it's 7, so that's going to be off of the tough column for the batter. And for Howell, that's going to be strike 3. So Howell goes down on strikes. 2 outs. Eddie Bain 1 out from getting the shutout here. He'll be facing the catcher Jim Sundberg. And the pitch 6 in play 51. And it's going to be grounded to third. Cubbage will take it to the bag for the force. And the inning is over. The game is over. So let's take a quick look at the box score here. But 12-0. The Twins destroy the Rangers by a score of 12-0. Games that are relevant to nobody in the AL West is playing. But looking around the league real quick, the Red Sox take down the Indians 5-0. 2-hit shutout by Rick Wise. Nice. Detroit 2-1 winner over the Orioles. Looks like Mark Fidrich is the player of the game here. Let's take a look at that box score real quick and see how he did. He hasn't had quite the season that he did in the actual 1976. 8 innings, gave up 1 hit. Didn't get the decision. Has a 2.95 ERA. I want to say his record is something like 5-6 or 6-5, or not sure. We won't take a look at that. So yeah, as we see the Twins, Eddie Bain tosses a shutout, 12-0 over the Rangers. Big Red Machine 2-1 win over the Padres. The Mets take down the Pirates 10-2, and that gives the Phillies, who are 3-2 winner over the Cubs, a little bit of breathing room in the NL East. Take a quick look at the standings there. So the Rangers dropped 8.5 back of the Twins. The Royals are 7.5 back. They've been playing well lately. I'm kind of thinking they might make a charge here, and get closer to the Twins. Twins have been playing just lights out baseball. Yankees 8.5 over the Red Sox. They've lost 3 in a row. Tigers 5 in a row. They've won 5 in a row. They've now 12.5 games back. So yeah, the Phillies are able to stretch their lead over the Pirates by a game up to now 2.5 games. That's that's a little too far out. I mean, those are 2 really good teams that they would have to overtake. I just don't see that happening. But they are playing well. They're a good team, great pitching. In the West, the Reds are 2 games above the Dodgers, or ahead of the Dodgers. You have the Braves 11 games back. The Dodgers are playing pretty decent baseball. The Reds, I think of, you kind of get the sense they underperform, but I think when you look at how they compare it in real life, it's not that far off. So, take a look around. Rusty Staub leading the league in the American League for 340 batting average. Greg Nettles, 23 home runs. Sal Bando, 66 RBI. We saw Butch Weiniger, 63 RBIs. He's in second. Dan Ford hit a home run in our game. He's now 4th most in the league. Rod Carew had the day off, but he's batting 329. In the NL, Ken Griffey, 380. Dave Kingman, 29 home runs. George Foster leading the league at 77 RBI. Pitching, Twins, closer Bergmeyer, 1.45 ERA. Also have Dave Goltz, who's in the Cy Young conversation with 15 wins. Bergmeyer and Campbell are atop the the American League in saves for the same team with 14 and 13. So kind of a two-headed monster out of the bullpen for the Twins. Seaver is just he's kind of a lights out pitcher, right? 1.58 ERA, 14 wins. That's Skip Lockwood leading the league, tied with Kent Tekulve with 11 saves. You saw the MVP voting. Roy White is atop the American League. Vida Blue is leading leading vote getter for the Cy Young in the American League. George Foster is 218 points in the National League, so that's a pretty big number. But Joe Morgan is right behind him, his teammate Joe Morgan, that is. And Cy Young voting, you got a pretty good race going between Carlton and Seaver. Let's see, Jason Thompson gets his 21st. He's hitting 21 straight now, and he ties Rusty Staub for the longest hitting streaks in the American League this season. Not much to talk about. A modest 11-game hitting streak. Fred Kendall of the Padres. Still Pete Rose with a 27-game hitting streak earlier in the season is the top or the longest streak so far this season. Okay, and so let's go back out here. Let's take a look at the box score from the game we just played. Minnesota fans go home happy thanks to a blowout victory over division rival Texas, 12-0. Dan Ford, yep, leads the offense, going 3 for 5 with a home run, 3 RBIs, and a stolen base. Minnesota now will be taking on the A's, and Texas travels to Kansas City. So those 4 teams look to be something's going to happen here. Either they're going to close ground. Well, that matchup between the A's, I mean, the A's have a chance to close some ground against the Twins, but Texas and Kansas City, you might start to see one of those teams fall off, especially if the Twins get hot. So yeah, let's take a look at the box score. Not much going on for the Rangers, obviously. But everybody except Glenn Borgman had hits for the Twins. Ford had 3 hits. Cusick had 4 hits. Dan Ford was the only home run of the game, 3 RBIs. So yeah, I think he did deserve player of the game. Although Eddie Bain was, it's hard to argue against a 3-hit shutout. So yeah, it's a tough one, but let's go with what the game decides here. They go with Dan Ford. I don't have a problem with that, but I think that must have been close. So go ahead and end this here, and would like to thank you for hanging out. Hope you enjoyed it. Please do hit like and subscribe before you go, and I will talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.